Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Hey, today I'm going to get on the Yamaha 250 MX cylinder bore. Just like with all of them, I won't be able to get the honing done in this same video, so it'll be separate. This one's real close. It's already bored to 0.5, and we're going to go to 1.0. And there's quite a bit of wear already in there, so I'm really going to have to pay attention so that I don't go over. Most of this probably just needs to be honed, but we need to see if we need to straighten anything up. I think the original problem was that they overbored it to start with, and because it looked like a new piston, new bore, everything, but I just think they went overboard on it. And after measuring it, I've got 15 thousandths really to take out. And, you know, very little of that's going to be on the bore. Most of that I'm probably going to leave for honing, you know, around 4 or 5 thousandths. So we'll just see. You know, this is it for this one, I think. So anything other than that, well, I think I could go to a 2-ring piston and probably get it, but I'm trying to use a regular MX piston, and I think this is the biggest one they make. But anyhow, we're going to try it. We're going to see what we can do, and if it's if we just can't get there with the little bit of boring that we're going to do, then we'll go to the next size over. So let me get you turned around here and we'll get this set up. Okay, I've got it pretty well set up in the Bridgeport already, and I need to finish up squaring it up here. Let me just get you up here at the coaxial indicator, and we'll turn this thing on. I think I'm pretty close. Yep, pretty good there. Okay, I think we'll go with that one. That looks pretty good. So let me get the test indicator set up and we'll go through that. Okay, got my test indicator set here. This will get us a little closer. So we're just almost 0 there. And let me take you over here. And we're looking good on that one. Around to the back side. I think you can see we're good on that one. And we're good here. So it's within a 0.5 thousandths. I think I'm just going to stay with that and see what it looks like. Okay, I made my first trip through, and you'll probably notice the red. There's also a little bit right over here. I actually put it all the way around at the top. Since I'm so close, you know, I just want to be able to get a straight bore. So I moved it what I had to, let's see, about a 0.5 thousandths one way and almost 8/10 thousandths the other, just to try to get so I could clean up the bore with this 0.5 millimeter increase. So I think this is going to work okay. It looks okay. It's the red that's left up here will probably clean up in the next trip. I've just been taking a thousandths cut just so that I could kind of have an easier way to gauge it. But it's cleaning up pretty good. I don't think it will have any problem cleaning it up. Another thing with this one that I don't think I've ever showed before is my ram right here is it only travels 5 inches, and I'm looking at about a 5 and a just a little over 5 1/4 inch stroke, or not stroke, but bore, the length of the bore. So what I have to do is I go ahead and set the automatic travel to go the 5 inches. It stops. Then I raise the ram 3/8 of an inch, 0.375, and then I raise the knee 1/4 of an inch, or actually 0.300, and that way, you know, I'm at the very end of the, or very bottom of the bore when this happens, and if I've got a line, I'll take care of it when I hone it out. But so far I don't see a line, and never have when I've done this. But you know, it's easy enough to take care of when you hone it, but so far I've never seen a line at the bottom when I do one of these longer barrels. So it's just kind of a tricky thing in order to get your full length of the bore done. It takes a little more time, but it takes care of the, you know, it gets the bore straight, gets the bore right all the way through, and of course we hone out about the last 4/1000ths. So shouldn't be an issue. I don't think I've ever shown that before. I've got this one, and I've got a Suzuki TS250 I've got to bore pretty soon. So that one I also will have to do this procedure on. Okay, it'll be automatically shutting off here just shortly, and then I'll show you what I have to do in order to get that other 1/4 of an inch or thereabouts. Okay, it just shut off the feed. So we just wait on it, and then I take and raise this, and I'm going by this dial here to about 3/8 of an inch, right there. Then you can see here that I offset the x-axis by 6/10,000ths and the y-axis by 8/10,000ths, so that I just don't have enough real estate in there to try to square it up. So I've, you know, for the piston size that I'm going to. So to keep from overboring, then this is what I have to do to just kind of move it over a little bit. It's not even 1/1000ths on each one. And then I just come down here and raise the knee. I think I've been going about 0.3. Okay, that should be good. And then we'll just start the bore over again. Yeah, so now the feed's going again, and I'm not sure whether you can see it. Just about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. And I've done this several times, and I never see a line there, but you know, it wouldn't be a big thing if there was. But it'll go on now until we get through the bottom, and then we'll pull it up and start over. Starting our third trip through. I'm thinking this will probably clean up most of it. It's going to leave a little red on that side. Looks like the other side, it's got it. You have to remember up there where the red is, I actually took a couple of very small cuts, so it's going to be a little lower than the rest of the bore. But it will clean up probably the next time. Okay, just going to do a quick check here. Yeah, we got a lot of room yet. I think this next trip will probably take out the red here, and there's just a little spot in the bottom. I think you can see right down in here, just below the exhaust port and between the exhaust port and the transfer port. Just a little bit of area right there that needs to clean up yet, but I believe it'll probably do so in the next pass and along with this. I'm not sure what all you can see there, but everything else is clear. Okay, I've got the head adjusted for the third pass now, so we'll see what it does. I'm going to leave a little red. So it's taking a little more over here on this side. It'll clean up. I hate fiddling around with them, but you know, when you only have so much you can take out, you want to try to keep it as square as you can, and you know, ultimately you want to straighten out the bore if you can, but it's just the way it's worn. You've got to sometimes kind of offset it just a little bit in order to get it to clean up and still get to your oversize. Looks like most of the part that was over this way that hadn't cleaned up is cleaning up this time. I'm not sure you can see that. Yeah, I think you can. So that's should just about take care of it, I think. Looks like we're going to get rid of our red this time. And this is probably the last. There may be one more trip. Probably will be. Yep. Everything cleaned up. And we've probably got one more pass. Let's get a quick measurement here. Okay, got 2.7845. And our piston is 2.7945. So 10 thousandths to go. So I'm going to take probably two more cuts, 2 thousandths each, and then we'll finish it up with the hone. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let me get set up and I'll run it through again. Okay, we got her out. I think we'll just stop there. I just don't have enough real estate to take any chances. So I've got it pulled out. We're going to get it up on the bench there and we'll take a look at it now. Okay. Take a look at it. Got a little line here where I pulled the tool bit out, but it'll be okay. All that'll hone out. You can't feel it. It just shows up on there. Just kind of the way it works. But that will all be removed on the honing. And when I was having to raise the knee in order to finish this, it was at about right here, about 1/4 of an inch below left to go. And there really isn't any visible sign of anything there. It usually works that way. It just, I mean, I don't think I've ever done that and seen a line. But the thing is you can always, you know, you hone that out. So the sun and honing machine will finish the job here. And we ended up here with see, by measuring just about where the holes are there, right there, coming up with 2.7944. And I put that into my bore gauge. So right now my bore is about a 1/2 thou bigger than the piston. Right there. And when I clearance it, we'll be at about, I think it's 1/4 to 1/8. That's 1/1000ths and 8/10,000ths. So we don't have very far to go. I'm happy with it. I was able to clean up everything. Had I gone by how I set my table up originally, where everything was exactly centered, I don't think I would have been able to. I just, it was worn too much or overboard too much to clean up that way. So that's why I had to adjust. And I think I was off, I moved it to, where's my notes? On the x-axis, I went minus 6/10,000ths, and on the y-axis, I went plus 8/10,000ths. But from center bore, from 0, 0. But anyhow, we're good. We just followed the bore that was already there, and we ended up with plenty, and we'll finish that up in the boring machine. I mean the honing machine. Okay guys, there you have it. We've got the 250 MX cylinder board. We were able to clean that up at 1 millimeter over. I think that's the max for the Yamaha supplied pistons. And you know, there may be some others out there. I'm not real sure. We don't have to go to anything else, so that makes it easy. So anyhow, we've got that done. We'll get over to the hone here in a day or two, and we'll finish that up. I'm real happy how it turned out. Like I say, I offset that a little bit. I think it was x-axis 6/10,000ths, y-axis 8/10,000ths. What I did was I just took a my first cut through to see how it was gonna cut through, and then I just moved it a little bit accordingly to try to get it to center in the hole that was already there, not centered like I centered it when I set it up. I just wouldn't, I don't think I would have been able to clean it up, so that's the only reason I did that. Usually I like to make that, like to make the hole concentric again. Sometimes you can't do it. It is concentric, but it's just whoever bored it the last time was maybe off a thousandth, then it wore, you know, the way it wears or whatever. So you just have to compensate. Anyhow, that's probably the first time I've showed that, and the first time I've showed where I had too much length for my ram to bore all the way through. I've done it many times, but usually it starts with a 250, two-stroke with the ones I do anyway. I have to do that because they're about 5 1/4 to 5 1/2 inches long, and my ram travel is only 5. So we just, when we get to the point where it stops cutting, stops feeding, we just stop it, raise the ram, I think like 3/8 of an inch, and then I raise the knee of the mill up the same 3/8 of an inch, and then continue the bore. And then you just reset everything between, you know, every time you go through again, you have to do that same thing. But that's the only choice I have. I've looked into boring machines. The old Quickways and Van Normans are really, really hard to find in good shape and complete. And they are really just a one-trick pony. It's not like a milling machine where you can do so many other things on it. All that boring machine's going to do is bore. Unless you bore a lot of holes, you can never pay for them. And they really are getting up there, you know, $5,000 for, you know, a 50, 60-year-old machine. And new ones are about 7. So if you go to a new Van Norman, I think they call it the Winona or something like that, they're $750. You know, it's just too much money. You can get a new Chinese mill for $6,000 or $7,000, and you can buy a used Bridgeport for a lot less than that. So that's where I'm at on that. So I just do what I have to do, and in doing that, I just leave a little bit more if I can to hone. That way I assure that any line that might be in there is removed. So anyhow, hey, thanks for going along on the ride, and we'll see you next video.